Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investing. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brand here at Master Investor. If you're new to our community, ensure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you know when we go live or upload a valuable talk like today's that will change our financial life forever, as long as we apply the information that we're learning through our financial education so that we can empower ourselves to the next level financially. We all have a wealth number, okay? Everybody's wealth is different and it's measured in the free time that we have without working and still be able to maintain that lifestyle without lowering our means. In fact, the very opposite must happen, expanding our assets column, expanding our means, living above our means, because it's not about shrinking or cutting expenses when it comes to building wealth. A lot of people are taught the wrong data in regards to money because the schools are not equipped with the financial education that is necessary to build financial freedom and true wealth. Our mission here at Master Investor is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education made simple. We look at opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. Today, we have a great topic is on how investing through businesses works. The best investments begin with an understanding of business. If you're an existing partner, thank you for being here again and supporting Master Investor, keeping it working by investing in our products and, of course, doing self-development and investing in financial education, which is the most important aspect when it comes to building financial freedom. If we don't have the financial education, then we cannot have the understanding on how business works and how we can invest using leverage and control. It's not about investing with our own capital. In fact, the higher level of financial education we obtain, the better we understand how to use good debt, how to use OPM, other people's money, the bank's money, and using that to leverage ourselves to wealth, because number one, debt is tax-free due to the fact that debt is how money is created today. So money is debt. It's an idea backed up by confidence, and if the government works like this with debt, then we can also work the same way. We must understand the new rules of money and utilize the ultra wealthy mindset so that we can operate the right way when it comes to money. Because a lot of people approach money with the old rules of money and they're approaching it with a poor mindset. 97% of the population of the entire world, they have the poor mindset. Whether a person is in the middle class and they have a high paying job, or they own a job and they get paid a lot, but they still don't have freedom. They still have to show up to make that money. Okay, and a lot of people invest after they pay taxes and they pay all the expenses that they have, and therefore leaves them with nothing to invest, not even in their financial education. So by the end of the month, they have no investments made, they have zero assets on their assets column, and they end up running that cycle over and over again the entire life. Majority of people's lifestyle is like this, and they never actually get to learn how to invest because they're not actively investing, they're actively working for earned income. It's a very big difference working for earned income and working for passive income. Total different mindset, total different approach of how to create wealth, right? And how to create money, because really what determines who we are is the way we make money. So the first question is, how do you make your money? And where do you want to see yourself in the near future? Do you want to play on the right side of the cash flow circle as a business owner and inside investor? Or do you want to stay on the left side of the cash flow circle like majority of people do in their life? And there's nothing wrong with that, because we do need employees. We need self-employed people that have professions, they have great degrees so that they can help us in our lives, right? They're also solving problems in the world. But the question is, who do we want to be? You can be all the players at the same time if you like. A lot of people never get to even invest in anything. So if you like to start creating more freedom, you need to focus on building passive income. And of course, when we do that, capital gains income will come along the way, because when we invest for passive income, we're also going to come across capital gains income investments. And we'll be able to determine which asset we will going to acquire and which type of income is going to create for us, and how fast, and who are the partners, and everything that we need to know in order to put the deal together to raise capital, because not only the business must raise capital from the front end through the sales funnels, bringing in leads and turning those leads into sales by providing the solution that those customers are looking for. And of course, from the back end of the business, meaning that the investors, lenders, private institutions, banks are willing to give their money and lend us their money to invest in our asset that we are controlling, because it's lucrative, it looks great on paper, it makes sense, the numbers work, the financial statements are healthy, and we can show the cash flow analysis, we can show the tax returns of the business and how it has made money for the past 10 years, 5 years, 7 years. That's what the banks and other people want to see, if that business can make enough to bring their initial capital invested back and of course give us positive cash flow. That's the whole purpose of obtaining a business, is to give us the bottom line, positive cash flow, which means is the income that comes in from an investment that we are controlling with our companies, and we do not have to work to get that income. We already did the work. We put the deal together. Now it's running on its own, and every investment should stand on its own, right? It's supposed to be profitable. It's supposed to solve a problem in the world. So if we're starting a business from scratch, we also need to understand how to instill business integrity and intrinsic value. Otherwise, it would just always be a company and not a brand. We need to develop brands, because that's where the value is. And we do that by adding intrinsic value, which means we need to protect the brand. We need to create a logo, protect the name, have the legalities in order, patent whatever we're doing, right? If it's something that needs to be patent, intellectual property, register. That's what makes a company a true brand. And then we need to have business integrity, which means that the company makes money, is profitable, is solving a problem in the world, people are liking it, and we're doing it legally, okay, through systems. So a business has a mission and is solving a problem in the world and is raising capital, okay? So a business must be built with the 8 integrities of a successful business that we talk about inside of our digital course and ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On. If you haven't read that ebook, make sure you check out the links in the description, because it's going to take you to our website and other tools that we are sharing with our community so that we can empower ourselves to the next level financially. Inside of our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On, we explain the cash flow triangle and what are the 8 integrities found in the cash flow triangle and why we must have them when we are building our business, and we must check them off when we are buying an existing business from somebody else. That's how we're going to be able to tell whether that business is a successful business, okay? So the 8 integrities are mission, team, leadership, cash flow, communication, systems, legal, and product. Make sure that we go over them and learn each of those integrities so that we have a great understanding in how to apply them in our companies so that we can build true brands. All right? If you have any questions by the end of this talk, let me know down in the comment section. You can write any question and I'll come back and answer. And if you have any other feedback, please let me know. We appreciate the comments. Summary: knowing how company invest and works is essential to becoming wealthy. Losing out on investing possibilities is a consequence of being an employee. Pro tip: having our companies purchase our investments is the best method to invest. We realized the value of investing long ago. We understand that money is created with debt, and because of that fact, debt is tax-free. We want to become masters at utilizing debt, which means OPM, or the people's money. When we raise capital from the bank, whether it's through a credit card that we have, whether it's a private loan that we're getting, right, or a business loan, it's other people's money. That's not our money, it's the bank's money. And a lot of times it's the savers' money. Savers are losers. Why? Because they're losing money. At the end of the year, they're paying taxes, inflation, right? The money's savings can't keep up with inflation, so they're losing money at the end of the year. They're paying to have their money saved. It doesn't work like before, where they used to have money saved in the bank and then they used to be able to live off the interest of that savings account. But now that doesn't happen, because money was separated from the gold standard back in 1971, August 15, when President Nixon did that, which was the best experiment, in my opinion, because it allows the average human being to become wealthy. Literally, we can tap into the new rules of money. We can utilize debt. The government and the Federal Reserve Bank backs the idea of printing money to invest, right? And to continue growing the economy. That's how the United States today is over $34 trillion in national debt. That is not going to stop. It's not going to slow down, because if it does, then the entire world will collapse. It needs to go based on the printing method, which is music to our ears, because now we can literally just have the right data, the right context in our mind, right? The wealthy mindset, and be able to raise capital, ask for money the right way. A wealthy entrepreneur's number one job is to raise capital. And their number one skill is to sell without selling, using systems and smart marketing. And the job number one of an inside investor or capitalist or master investor is to make money multiply through sound investing. And a lot of people do not have financial education because they're too busy working at a job. They spend the entire year working at somebody else's dreams or somebody else's organization. Now, if you love your job, then it's perfect. It's okay. We're not saying having a job is a bad thing at all. We're just saying, hey, we need to learn how to invest our money. So if you're saving money in the bank, that money needs to turn into passive income and capital gains income. And we're not talking about giving your money away to somebody to do it for you. No, it's that what we're saying is that we are learning financial education so that we do it ourselves, so that each of us in our community is actively investing. So if you want to invest in crypto, then you do it yourself. You're creating a company to go ahead and invest in crypto, and then you start collecting the capital gains income and the cash flow from cryptocurrencies through the company business account, not through you personally. We don't want to pay anything to ourselves personally. Otherwise, you end up paying taxes on earned income, which is the type of income that is taxed in the highest bracket. That's the income that the employees and self-employed works for. We want to stay away from that income. We want to look poor as individuals on paper, so we don't have to do taxes as individuals. We will do taxes for our companies, and our companies are making excess of cash flow, and we're thriving with the passive income and capital gains income of those businesses, okay? We recognize that the city's most valuable plot of properties are being acquired by the wealthy mindset. Upon first thinking, we may wonder how can they afford such pieces of land if majority of people can barely get by each month. It all is due to lack of financial education and real life experience when it comes to investing. They just don't have that experience. The left side of the cash flow circle individuals, the employee and self-employed, do not have the real life experience of investing because they usually are not in that field. They're literally working every day to earn their paycheck, and they're maybe at the end of the month, if they have any money left, they will invest in a fake asset, which is a 401k, mutual funds, ETFs, IRA, and any other fake investment vehicle. For the average investor, the one that lacks financial education, is fake. It's a fake asset because it doesn't produce any passive income right now or capital gains income right now that we can touch and we can see it in our account. If it's not putting money in our account without working, then it's not an asset, okay? So that would be a liability, is a fake asset. And a lot of people don't even have the money to invest in those fake assets, which is better for them at the end, because putting money in a fake asset is basically throwing money down the drain. We want to make sure that we multiply money and we control money and we take action ourselves. We're not giving our money away to anybody to do it for us. So if you have a job, you need to create a daily plan that after you get off or before you go in, you'll have 3 to 2 hours, maybe, I don't know, 1 hour a day towards financial education and how to start building your first asset, which is going to be the first asset that we're going to acquire that will produce money without us having to work. It might require us to do work at the beginning, but for a little period of time, once the business is off the ground and it has the systems in place, or maybe if it's an existing business but it requires us to do the due diligence and do everything that we need to do to put the deal together and find the capital. Because we want to be creative. Even if we have capital of our own, we want to be creative enough to raise capital and use other people's capital. So even when we have capital, we're going to use our capital to find more capital and use as much other people's money, because it's tax-free. Debt is tax-free. All debt is tax-free. Investing may sound intimidating for others at first, but it is not once we take the first step towards understanding business. Concerning business investing, the questions are still the same. Many of the same questions about wealth remain the same throughout history. During investment classes, students pose questions such as these. If they don't have any money, how can they invest? They can invest $10,000. What should they invest in our opinion? Which investments, stocks, mutual funds, or real estate? Can they purchase stocks or real estate without any money? Is not making money a financial requirement? Investing is risky, right? How do we combine low risk and such high returns? May they invest alongside of us? These are the type of questions that we get from our seminars, and people that lack the foundation of true wealth, which is financial education, they often come across these questions, which is great to ask them and find the answer to them, because number one, investing is not risky. It's the investor behind the investment that makes it risky. So the more financial education we have, the more control we have over our money, the more calculated risk we can take. Investing, it all comes with risk. Okay, it's a calculated risk. So what is our financial education level that will determine how much risk we can tolerate, and what opportunities we can minimize risk so that we can take advantage of those profits in the gold mines that other people cannot see or cannot even withstand to take on because they lack the foundation of true wealth, financial education. The effectiveness of making investments through companies. People know that the term investing has power, and many of them want to experience that power for themselves. However, a lot of individuals are also wary of this power, avoid it, and some even become its victim out of fear. We must develop an inquisitive nature as opposed to fleeing the authority or criticizing it by declaring things such as what the poor mindset declares. The wealthy exploit the poor, investing is risky, or they are not interested in becoming wealthy. Words are the most powerful tools humans have ever created. Use them wisely. Most wealthy people begin our lifelong journey of research and learning about investing out of curiosity and a desire to get the power that comes with investment of total freedom. That's the power that we get, right? The ability to do whatever we want at any time. Because we have the excess of cash flow, then we can manifest anything right now. How are we able to afford this? Some people will wonder, how can we afford these investments? The biggest and the most expensive investments, like commercial real estate properties on the beach, or any other business that is a big business that is solving millions of people's lives around the world in some way or another. Our business can afford to buy real estate land, even though as individuals we may not be able to. And that's the answer right there. The ultra wealthy, we focus on building a business that will eventually buy other businesses for us. So our business will pay the down payment for a commercial real estate property that we may find, and that down payment will come in from the revenue of the business that we created for that specific reason, to invest in other businesses. So at the end, we're creating everything for free. We're making money for free because we recoup our initial capital invested back, right? And we continue to control the asset, and we still receive passive income, and we're redirecting that passive income into new assets to produce more positive cash flow, compounding our assets column with sound assets. And that's the key of tapping into the velocity of cash flow. Investing is all about mastering the use of good debt through leverage and control over ownership and using our own capital. Now we are learning about true investing, using OPM or other people's money and having our businesses cash flow buys us other investments that cash flow positively. Due diligence are the second most important words in the business language, and of course the first most important words are cash flow. The business of investing. We have attended and conducted courses on investments. The financial education and self-development does not stop ever. We continue to learn regardless of how successful we are. Often we will discuss the ins and outs of starting a business for the first 15 minutes. Eventually, a member may raise her or his hand in expiration and said they came to learn about investment. Why do we spend so much time thinking and talking about business? An answer provided the main two reasons why in this answer. Number one, in the end, we make business investments. Purchasing stocks is an investment in business. Purchasing real estate, like an apartment complex, qualifies as a company. Purchasing a bond entails investing in a company. It seems to reason that having a solid understanding of and aptitude for business is a prerequisite for becoming a successful investor. Number two, getting our company to purchase our investments is the finest method to invest. Investing as individual is the worst approach. The world's wealthiest investors purchase our investments through our companies, while the truly successful ones generate investments through our companies that attract interest from other investors as well. The ones that loses are the ones that are investing as individuals. We must separate ourselves from doing everything ourselves. We need to understand how to delegate, how to invest in a team, and it's not about giving our money away to somebody else to do it for us. That's not what we're talking about, investing in a team. We're talking about creating a team that listens to what we are attempting to do, which type of investment we are going to acquire and build, and so forth. But everything at the end, when it comes to investing, is business. Real estate has a business underneath, right? The tenants pay the rent every single month, right? And so, same thing with office buildings, hotels, and so forth. The difference between people who invest through businesses and people who don't. The ones that do understand this concept will gain power over our financial future and will tap into total freedom. We will enjoy the fast track while others will feel trapped in the rat race or the slow track, working at jobs that pays them enough so they don't quit as they trade their most valuable asset we all possess, which is time. If a person wants job security, not secure really, when the employer can fire the employee without explanation. Follow the poor mindset's advice then if a person wants to stay comfortable and they don't want to learn how to invest, which we highly suggest that everyone, including those who are 100% into their jobs, still learn how to invest, because at some point you don't want to be there. At some point you may want to retire. So you need to have a way to supplement that income that you're used to making with something that your companies are now controlling, that you control those companies 100%, and you have that cash flow coming in. So it's secure. Financial freedom does lead to financial security 100%. We must heed of the wealthy context if we wish to become wealthy. Next, let's look at how the wealthy mindset approach to investing is different from the poor mindset. Our business purchases assets using pre-tax dollars. Look at the diagram below. If you're watching this on our live stream, then you can see this. If you're listening to our podcast, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe over there, because we are sharing our screen and you can see diagrams. And if you like to have the article sent to your email, then go to our website and subscribe to our free newsletter. Every time we publish an article, you will receive it via email. When you don't have time to tap into a talk through our live streams or podcasts, then you at least have time to read the article, which ultimately will improve our financial IQ, putting more positive cash flow into our pockets, right? And we need to take action with that information that we're learning. So as we can see on the screen, we have the wealthy mindset, which is about 3% of the entire population. And we have the income statement where it shows the income column and it shows the expenses column. And on the expenses column, we can see that the number one priority, we acquire assets. Our businesses buy all the assets first and then pay taxes after, if any. So, and then we acquire liabilities, right? And those assets will end up paying for those liabilities expenses. So everything is free on our end because our businesses are taking care for expenses, including future investments. Wealthy people buy or acquire assets first before tax dollars and pay zero in taxes in many occasions. Then we acquire liabilities by having the assets pay for the expenses of the liabilities. We can obtain everything for free. All is done legally using the tax code and corporate law and to our advantage. Poor mindset people want to use after-tax income to purchase assets, which usually there's nothing left to even invest. This is how financial statement looks like for a poor mindset individual. We have the income statement as well showing. It's about 97% of the population are on this mindset. The employee and the self-employed have earned income from a job, therefore they pay taxes first and maybe buy assets after, if any left, right? So they pay taxes is the number one priority, and then they have number two, acquire liabilities, and then number three, they acquire assets, if any, but they hardly never acquire real assets. They acquire fake assets, which are mutual funds, 401k. So maybe some of those poor mindset individuals will invest in this 401k and other alike fake assets that will just withdraw money every single month from their paycheck. So it's not really investing when you're not receiving passive income and capital gains income. In order to be a true financial investor, we need to have passive income and capital gains income touching our hands, touching our bank account, our business's bank account. Okay, we don't want to make money under our name at all. We want to minimize taxes legally all the way to zero. Therefore, we need to operate with a company at all times. Therefore, their assets column is empty. They lack financial education and they do not actively invest themselves. In summary, we can see from the two diagrams to emphasize the distinctions between the wealthy and poor mindset. Investing through a business has distinct regulations and rules that must be followed. We are attempting to get across that not everyone follows the same set of rules, even in a free country. Wealthy people can keep getting wealthier because we have our own set of rules and laws, which everyone who adopts the wealthy context can use them to become wealthy too. Majority of the people in the world are employees and self-employed. They must pay taxes first from their earned income, then whatever is left, put it into investing, which majority fail to even do it because they lack financial education. So if they do any type of investing, is the investing that is highly risky, and it's usually the wrong investing because they're buying liabilities instead of assets. This implies that before majority of people could even start investing, up to 50% or more of their earned income will be taken away through taxes, and the remaining will be spent in their living expenses and liabilities. Master Investor is able to purchase assets through a company and then pay taxes on the remaining revenue, which when done proper and smart, it will be zero in taxes for the wealthy mindset. An inside investor acquires assets first and pay taxes after investing. We pay our taxes on net income. The poor mindset purchases assets after paying taxes on their gross income. It is extremely difficult for them to get wealthy as a result by working for earned income and investing in that manner. Master Investor's point will seem as follows if we were to map this to the cash flow circle. As we can see, we have the cash flow circle on the screen. We have the left side where we find the E, the employee, and the self-employed, the S. And on the right side, we have the B and the I. The B stands for business owner and the I stands for inside investor. Wealth is created on the right side of the cash flow circle, and people that seeks comfortable first and being secure, they go towards the left side of the cash flow circle, and the school system caters people of the left side of the cash flow circle. So when we go through the entire school system, we're learning how to be an employee or self-employed. Okay, we're not learning how to be a business owner or an inside investor. That's why a lot of people have a hard time switching the mindset, because they've been trained their entire life to think like an employee, to feel, to speak like one, and to work like one and obtain money like the left side of the cash flow circle people do, which is trading time for money. It's called active income and earn income, right? And as we say here, there's no such thing as selling our time for money, because there's no price on our time. So we need to learn how to work to build passive income rather than selling our time for money. But like I said before, if you're working at a job that you enjoy and you're getting paid and you're getting that to be put into something else that will create more money for you, right? That will be a great strategy. So there's nothing wrong with creating some earned income, as long as you have a plan to invest that and make it grow through sound investing that you're going to be handling. How the poor mindset invests, as we can see on the diagram, we find the cash flow circle, and we see that the poor mindset usually they invest from the left side of the cash flow circle, they grab the earned income and they pay taxes, and then they invest on the right side, but they have no money left, so usually they get fake assets. So the whole investment strategy is just a big recipe for disaster. It's not making them a wealthier at all. They may look rich on paper, but they're not at all. How the wealthy mindset invests, as we can see, we stay on the right side of the cash flow circle. We use our businesses to pay our investments. So we create a business that eventually buys another business, and that business will eventually buy another business, and we do that ripple effect all the way into the point that we're getting excess of cash flow, and we have one problem of money, which is too much money. And now we have to concentrate on multiplying that money and putting that money to work in sound assets. But we train ourselves to do investing using our businesses that we are controlling with our companies, and business that we're launching, and business that we're creating. And it could be a business that we don't have the products ourselves. We didn't create the products. We could be using affiliate marketing and use other people's products and create that type of income, turn that income into passive income, because it's constant sales that we're getting every day is running through our company. Now that company is buying other businesses that are producing cash flow as well. So we use our businesses to invest. Always remember that the rules are different for the different sides of the cash flow circle. Make thoughtful judgments on our future. Select the rules that we wish to follow. We created the 10 new rules of money ebook and course. Make sure you check it out. We have how to invest in crypto to build wealth, understanding Bitcoin and blockchain. And then we have how to invest in, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on. Okay, those are the 3 ebooks that we have right now. We're releasing a new ebook in the next month or so. It's called How to Raise Capital to Build Wealth. You can find the ebooks on Amazon or Kindle. If you like to read them there, you can get the paperback as well. However, we recommend that you go straight to our website, because we have the ebook in there. You'll get additional assets with each ebook, because we have turned that each ebook into a digital course that is vivid. We added more assets as we move along, and when you get in, you'll be locked in for life to receive any other asset that we add in there for no additional cost. So it's a great investment in our financial education, and the course is going to go up in value. So just take advantage. Go ahead and check them out on our website. You'll have the ebook, you'll have additional assets that you can have access right now. So you'll have more just by getting it from our website. And in the future, you will also gain a lot more, because we are adding exclusive interviews with wealthy entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, and anybody that can really help us on the subject of whichever book we're talking about. Then we're going to add that exclusive interview just for our partners and any other artificial intelligence system tool that we're going to be using to increase our cash flow. We're going to add it in there exclusively for our members on each course. So take advantage of the opportunity to join our community here at Master Investor. Click the link in the description. If you have any questions, let us know, okay? We have a whole team waiting to answer and to help everyone start investing and building passive income. Naturally, this is a very different perspective of investment, which is why the Australian men first struggle so much with it, and many other people from different walks of life, because majority of people around the world, okay, in whichever continent we're talking about, they're trained to work for money and not to use the new rules of money and the wealthy mindset to make money. However, the way that successful investors think is what sets us apart from regular investors. Don't be average. Can we make business investments? The knowledge of the wealthy mindset has been relevant throughout history. Additionally, we must master how to invest through our businesses, learning from the ultra wealthy to do the same. Every time we talk about this, people always raise their hand and say things like, but they don't own a business, they work as an employees. It takes special skills to run a business. Beginning a business is dangerous. They don't have enough money to invest, much less launch a business. This is the poor mindset speaking. That's what they usually talk about when we approach them with the idea of starting investing. They think it requires money, which it does, but it doesn't have to come from our own money. We can raise capital. Job number one of a wealthy entrepreneur is to raise capital, to master how to use other people's money. So a lot of people may be sitting on credit cards and they're not even using, and they're talking about they don't have money. You do have money. It's sitting right there on your credit card. You just have to make sure that it gets put into an asset that will pay for the credit card back, the interest and so forth, and also leave us with positive cash flow. That's the whole holy grail of using debt. That's how we turn debt into good debt. It's going to make us money and it's going to pay itself off through the business revenue. When considering claims of this nature, it is crucial to keep in mind that little over a century ago, almost 85% of Americans operated as independent farmers or small company owners. The proportion of those who were employed was quite low. It appears that the industrial age, with its guarantees of well-paying work, job stability, and pension benefits, has bred independence out of majority of people in a matter of only a few generations. And we need to bring it back to where it used to be more. And I believe the new age, the information age, 1989, we went from the industrial age to the information age. From that point forward, right, technology, everything is invisible. So we need to adapt ourselves, and it's probably the biggest wealth transfer that we're going to see. And we're going to start seeing wealthy entrepreneurs, small wealth entrepreneurs, right? Individuals, because now we can create businesses with our computers that are invisible, and we can use other people's talents and times across the world, because now we have freelancing websites that we can tap into and hire people that have skills, and we don't need to hire them necessarily. We are going to hire them through no as an employee, but self-contractor, which independent contractor, which is better for us at the end because we don't have any liability on our end. We just pay them for the job that they do, and then we go ahead and use whatever is that they created for us, okay? We can hire them also full-time if we would like to, but the idea that we can have people helping us to launch our business and grow our wealth is easier than ever before because we have the internet on our hands. What are our financial goals? If we have the drive to acquire the required abilities, there's a good chance we could be a successful business owner and inside investor. We can develop and rely on our business talents just like our wealthy mentors do. In the event that we do not currently own a business, the question is, would we like to learn how to start a business? The only person who can respond to that question is us. Having said that, having a guide along the journey is usually pleasant. For this reason, we established Master Investor Coaching, enabling us to reap the rewards of having mentors like here at Master Investor. Even though we all make our own decisions as to what, how much, and when to invest in, we will support all of our partners at Master Investor every step of the way while we consider and carry out our own choices as everyone else does. Without financial education, no one will be wealthy. We must take control over our cash flow and actively invest to gain real life experience. The 3 E's of a true master investor are: number 1, financial education; number 2, financial experience; number 3, excess of cash flow. So decide now and obtain the support we require to be successful. Start investing in high quality financial education here at Master Investor. Make sure you click the link in the description. If you have any questions of today's talk, let me know. And there you have it. You now have the power of the ultra wealthy mindset, which is that we invest using businesses. We don't do it as individuals. So start running your earned income to your financial education expense, right? And also invest into an asset that is producing cash flow right now that you control with your company. You're not going to give your money away to anybody. We're going to actively do it. And then the income that asset will bring to us on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, will buy other assets. And as long as we repeat that formula, we will eventually get to a point where we have excess of cash flow coming in from different streams of assets that we will have, that we will control with our assets columns, that will be enough to pay for your living expenses and even give you more. So it's not about shrinking, cutting expenses to build wealth. It's about expanding our asset column. So remember, financial education is right in front of us. Let's take advantage of all the tools and resources that we have now. Check out the links in the description. Go ahead and join our community here and start creating sales on autopilot. Start bringing in direct sales. Sales is important when we do them through systems because that's true marketing. Okay, sales alone, just 101 is sales. When you knock on people's doors, that is not what we're going to do here. We're going to master how to create money while we're sleeping and while we're enjoying life, because the purpose of investing and mastering money is so that we can tap into the power of total freedom and be able to tap into our passions and deliver our purpose in life to the world. Everybody has talents. We are all special in one way or another, and we must understand how to utilize debt, how to utilize money. Money is debt. Debt is money. How to utilize debt to become wealthy using OPM, other people's money, legally, because the banks are in the business of lending money. They're not in the business of saving money. They're in the business of lending money to acquire assets, because the more assets that they control, the more money they can lend to other people. The more the Federal Reserve Banks allows them to print money. Every bank has something that is called the CAMA score, which is basically their credit score. The more assets they have, the stronger they are as institutions, and the more power they have to print money and lend money in the form of loans. So the banks are always looking for individuals like us that know how to build and acquire assets that are sound, real assets and not fake assets. And remember the 8 integrities of the cash flow triangle, which every business must have: mission, team, leadership, cash flow, communications, systems, legal, and product. Majority of people, they always run around with their best idea in their head. They have the best idea, but they don't have everything else that is missing in the cash flow triangle. And that's why their idea usually fail. So start understanding how business works will definitely take us to the next level as an investor, for sure, because investing cannot happen without business. Investing is business. So using our businesses to buy other investments is the holy grail, because we're literally tapping into money for nothing, and we're creating wealth out of thin air, and we're receiving passive income for nothing. Because once we recoup our capital that we invested into an asset, and we still control the asset and we still receive cash flow, then that is money for nothing. That is infinite return on investment. That's what we want to tap into every single time we invest, is to achieve infinite return on investment. That's when we control the asset. We have no money of our own invested in the deal, and yeah, we still collect passive income, and we have full control over the asset because our company that we own controls that asset. So start investing in your financial education, because it is the way to create financial freedom and true wealth. Bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Today, we talked about how investing through business works. If you have any questions, please let us know on our website, and you can drop your comments below as well here on the comment section. I'll see you and talk to you on the next talk. Thank you for being part of Master Investor. Stay extraordinary and wealthy. Bye for now.